All right, staying on with this story, the national air emergency that we are all in India's national capital, New Delhi. Dense toxic smog blanketed India's national capital this morning, pushing air pollution levels to their worst levels in weeks. Not just that, disrupting travel and causing authorities to impose the strictest containment measures yet. More than at least 40 flights were cancelled and several dozens delayed. Over 50 trains arriving and departing from New Delhi were also delayed by several hours. That's what the officials have told. An orange alert has been issued for the Delhi-NCR region, and air quality remains in the severe plus category, breaching the 456 mark across parts of the national capital. Not just that, with GRAP Stage 4 measures in place, truck entry into Delhi is restricted except for essential services and CNG, LNG vehicles, while construction and demolition activities remain banned across the NCR. Over 370 flights have been delayed because of thick smog in Delhi. As of now, 40 cancellations have been reported, with 108 Indigo flights to and from Delhi being cancelled. Airlines have now urged all the passengers to allow additional time while planning their journey to the airport, as road traffic may be slower due to the toxic haze. I'll tell you about the killer pollution and what the government has said on this. So the government says that there is no data on the deaths on pollution. What the study says, Lancet says that 15 lakh extra deaths in India a year, that is due to pollution. On the other hand, the government again says that there is no data on deaths due to pollution. Another study says that toxic air is the leading cause of deaths in Delhi. The University of Chicago study also laments that pollution is now shortening lives by 10 years, by almost a decade here in India's national capital, New Delhi. There are various studies that substantiates how lethal is the level of pollution here in New Delhi. The Harvard study says that 1/3 of deaths in India every year is linked to air pollution. That's how serious the crisis has become here in India's national capital, New Delhi. Let's also tell you more about the toxic air which has engulfed all of us here in Delhi. Are we breathing or are we smoking? Lung cancer is no longer a smoker's disease, because if you're living here in New Delhi, you are inhaling toxic air. Not just that, doctors are saying that Delhi's toxic air is now driving new cases, new respiratory cases. Now, in 1998, 90% of lung cancer patients were smokers, but that is not the same issue today because of the air that we are breathing. In today's time, 50 to 70% of lung cancer patients are non-smokers. Not just that, young Delhiites in their 20s, that's a very young age, they are now getting lung cancer because breathing in Delhi is equal to smoking 25 cigarettes a day. And the PM 2.5 can penetrate deep into the lungs. The PM 2.5 can also trigger mutations leading to cancer. So that's how lethal the situation here is in India's national capital when it comes to toxic air. My colleague Tanushka has sent us this report.
The AQI in the national capital has been recorded in the severe plus category. Today is the third consecutive day when we are seeing that the AQI has quite literally been on the higher end of the severe plus category. Several of the stations have recorded an AQI above 500. If you talk about Narela, if you talk about Bhavana, Jahangirpuri, all of these areas have recorded an AQI that is well above the WHO recommended levels. If you also even talk about the visibility, as the day has progressed, the visibility has improved slightly, but on ground we are still seeing that the people are suffering because of the bad AQI, and also we are seeing that the AQI and also because of this the OPDs in Delhi are in fact filled with the patients who are complaining about respiratory issues that they are facing day in and day out because of the AQI in Delhi-NCR. If you even talk about Noida, Faridabad, Ghaziabad, Greater Noida, all these areas have in fact recorded an AQI that is was well above the safety standards. We are seeing that the doctors have also now started saying that if people can afford it, they should leave Delhi during the winter season. This is not the first time when we are seeing that such problems are seen on ground. We are seeing that the government had in fact enforced and invoked the GRAF 4, that is the strictest anti-pollution curb, but we are seeing that it has failed to translate on ground while people are suffering.
Meanwhile, Congress MP moves adjournment motion in Parliament seeking debate on Delhi air crisis as political slugfest continues over Delhi-NCR pollution. Earlier, Rahul Gandhi also raised some serious concerns over Delhi's worsening air pollution crisis. He demanded a full debate, warning that major cities are living under a blanket of toxic air. Rahul said millions of children are now developing lung diseases, cancer. The elderly are struggling to breathe, and cases of cancer are also rising. Let's listen in to some political reactions as the AQI level in India's national capital continues to worsen.
प्रदूषण का स्तर ये है कि आप बंद कमरे में हैं तब भी चारों तरफ धुंध छाई हुई है, कमरों के अंदर तक जो है स्मॉग दिख रही है। और उससे भी बड़ी दुर्भाग्य की बात यह है कि दिल्ली वाले किसकी तरफ देखें कि इसके अंदर कुछ किया जाएगा। उस मुख्यमंत्री की तरफ जिनको AQI भी नहीं बोलना आता, वो मुख्यमंत्री जो कहते हैं कि AQI और टेम्परेचर एक चीज़ है, वो मुख्यमंत्री जो कहते हैं कि AQI को तो किसी भी इंस्ट्रूमेंट से नापा जा सकता है, वो मुख्यमंत्री जो ये कह रही हैं कि AQI को कम करने का एक ही तरीका है कि पानी की छिड़काव करी जाए। मतलब आप सोचिए, दिल्ली देश की राजधानी की ऐसी मुख्यमंत्री 4 साल तक क्या उम्मीद करेंगे कि आप ये मुख्यमंत्री कुछ कर पाएगी। बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण बात है।
बहुत ज़्यादा हद से ज़्यादा खराब हो गया है और हम लोगों को डिस्कस करना चाहिए। मैं आज वो डिस्कशन का परमिशन भी मतलब का वो लगाऊंगी नोटिस।
अगर वर्तमान पोल्यूशन की बात करें तो इसका सीधा दारोमदार अरविंद केजरीवाल की सरकार पर है, जो 10 साल दिल्ली में जिन्होंने शासन किया लेकिन प्रदूषण पर एक भी कदम नहीं उठाया। इसके कारण से दिल्ली बदहाल स्थिति में पहुंच गई। वर्तमान में हमारी सरकार जब से दिल्ली में बनी है तब तक सारे कदम हम उठा रहे हैं पोल्यूशन कम करने के, लेकिन 10 साल में जितनी बदहाली होगी उसको ठीक करने में थोड़ा समय ज़रूर लगेगा। और इस नाते से दिल्ली के लोगों को स्वच्छ वातावरण मिले और स्वच्छ हवा मिले, ये हमारी प्रतिबद्धता है और इस काम को हम जल्द से जल्द पूरा करें।